Hey there, Sarah Rosensweet here, Peaceful Parenting Coach. I am here today to talk to you about siblings. I've got two surprising rules to help your children get along better. And before we get into that though, I want to tell you that I'm super excited. I have a new free ebook, Stop Sibling Fights, and it is available for download. If you go to sarahrosensuite.com/downloads, you can download the free Stop Sibling Fighting ebook, and you will learn what causes sibling fights, how and why you need to intervene, and also some troubleshooting for if you feel like you're doing everything right and they're still fighting. So go to sarahrosensuite.com/downloads and get your free Stop Sibling Fighting ebook. I'm super excited about it. And now let's talk about two surprising rules to help your children get along better. The first one is they don't have to share, and the second one is they don't have to play together. So that's really counterintuitive for a lot of us. We want our kids to grow up to be generous and inclusive, so we think if we push them to share and we push them to play together, that will help them learn the skills and become generous and inclusive people. I want to run by you a couple of scenarios first. These are kind of funny, so just stick with me here. Say that you've had a really long day and your kids are, that's one of my kids calling. Let's see if he's going to call back again. I hope not. Say you're looking forward to a really nice hot bubble bath, and you've got a novel that you want to jump into, and your partner comes up and says, like, come downstairs, I want to hang out with you, like let's watch a movie, or let's talk about our days. And how would you feel if then when you said, no, I want to take a bath, your partner said, no, you need to come and hang out with me now, that's really what I want? You're either going to resent that time spent, or you're going to get mad at them and resent them. So really, we have to choose when we want to be with other people. Same for our kids. If they don't want to play together, that's totally fine. Of course, you're going to try and find a role for, first you're going to try for inclusiveness. Maybe you try and find a role for the younger child to play with the older child. But if you really sense that the older child or whoever wants to play alone, maybe they're an introvert, maybe they just have had a really stimulating day and they just need some time alone, or maybe they just need to play with their toys in the way they want to play without interruption. It's okay, and you can protect that child's space to play on their own. You might have to deal with some big feelings from the sibling that wanted to play and isn't being invited to. That's okay. You can help them with their big feelings. It's so hard when your brother doesn't want to play with you. I understand. Just a big dose of empathy, and maybe help that sibling get involved in something else. So next time your child says that he or she doesn't want to play with their sibling, if you've tried to help them play together and it's clear they don't want to, just help protect that older child's space, protect their space to play alone if that's what they want to do. Just like you would like it if your partner respected that you were going to take a nice hot bath and read the book and you didn't really want to hang out with your partner right then. So they don't have to play together. That's the first rule. The second rule is that they don't have to share. So I've got another funny scenario for you. Say you got a new top, you wore it to work and everyone's complimenting you on it, and your boss comes up to you at the end of the day and says, my assistant really likes your top, so it's her turn to wear it tomorrow, so can you bring it in and she's going to wear it tomorrow? Ridiculous, right? But that's what we do with kids a lot of the time. We make them share their prized possessions, or we enforce short turns. So I didn't know this when my kids were little, and we would do like, okay, you get it for 5 minutes and then you get it for 5 minutes. But seriously, who really wants to enforce that? Do you really want to be that timekeeper who's keeping track of when they when their turn is over? So there's that, and then there's also the fact that the research shows that kids have to be able to choose to share, to feel generous. They have to have the experience of giving something to someone else or sharing something with someone else, and seeing that it actually makes them feel good to see the other person's joy on getting to play with their toy or getting half the cookie or whatever it is. So it's not, maybe their sister's joyful if they get half the cookie, but if they've been forced to share their cookie with their sister, or they've been forced to share their toys, it's not the same. They don't get that same hit of good feeling. It has to be of their own free will. So forced sharing really isn't a way to, we don't do it to each other. We shouldn't expect it from our kids, and it also does not raise kids that are generous. You really also can think about the fact that if you had a toy that you were playing with, and at any second you might have to give it up or give it over, let somebody else use it, you'd really want to hold on tight to that toy. You really wouldn't want to let somebody else have it, or you'd be worried the whole time that it was going to be taken from you. So it would make you feel anxious and not in a generous sharing mood. So I bet you're wondering, what do you do instead when you are not forcing sharing? So every child should have some things that are just theirs, that they never have to share if they don't want to. Special gifts that they got for their birthday. It's okay if they never ever share that with their sibling, and they should have a place in their room or in the house where they can put it up high on a shelf, or they can have a toy box or something where their possessions will not get messed with when they're not around. But there also are things that belong to everyone in the family, shared toys. So when one child is playing with a shared toy, they get to use it for as long as they want. This is what my mentor, Dr. Laura Markham, recommends. And also there's a great book called It's Okay Not to Share. And so it's called long turns. So you can play with that toy, the child can play with that toy for as long as they want to play with it, as long as they're still using it. So there's no reserving it while they play with something else. If they're actively playing with it, they can have it for the whole day if they want to. Of course, they can reserve it if they go to the washroom or they have to eat lunch, but they can't reserve it to play with later. Then anybody can play with it at that point. So long turns really help kids feel relaxed when they're playing, and also just teaches them that that they will have something for as long as they need it, and that when it also teaches them to wait when somebody else has something that they want to play with. Again, you might have to deal with the big feelings. It's so hard to wait. I know you really want your turn on the scooter. Your sister's using it right now. So you might have to empathize and help the child who's waiting with their big feelings. So just to wrap it up, two surprising rules to help your kids get along better. It's okay not to share, and they don't have to play together. And if you would, this is in my new ebook, Stop Sibling Fighting. So you can go to sararosensweet.com/downloads and get your copy of my brand new ebook, Stop Sibling Fights. And so super excited about it. Thank you so much for being here and watching this video. You can also find me in my Facebook group, Peaceful Parenting with Sarah Rosensweet. So I hope to see you in the Facebook group, and I hope that you get your copy of the book and that you really like it. Okay, great. I finished this before my daughter got home from school. I was afraid we were going to get busted in on, and I'll have to call my son back, who called while we were doing this live. Okay, thank you. Bye.